Hey everyone, I just wanted to wish you a great week. Happy Monday morning to you. Be productive and positive. And guys, we have Grand Arena returning this week on Wednesday night. That stream will be over on Twitch, and then we'll be on YouTube on Friday night with an AMA. Yes, my wife, Mrs. Tron, coming on live to hang out with y'all. It is a 15K celebration, so thank you so much to everyone that subscribed and helped me get there. We'll see you guys later this week for the Grand Arena Championships and a whole lot of fun. Love you guys. Enjoy Rogue Actions. And we are live this morning from the Outer Rim. Cubs, welcome back to Rogue Actions, big boy.
Best part of every single Monday morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for having me, as always, Urs.
Cubs, we got 3 topics on my channel, 3 topics on Cubs' channel. If you want the full video, you got to go like and subscribe to both. Cubs, you ready to go?
Let's do it.
All right, we've got number 1 topic here I wanted to talk about here is sneaky relics.
Yes.
Cubs, I think we're at the point of the game where, there's starting to see some sneaky relics come into play.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got one for you that I
Okay.
think it's pretty interesting. My guy is blue, and he is a Grand Admiral. Yes, it is
Okay.
Grand Admiral Thrawn.
All right.
Fracture, a very important ability with Galactic Legends being around.
Very
a lot
much
of
so.
counters use that Fracture ability. Fracture is one of those rare abilities that hasn't gotten worse. It's still as good as the day it came out all those years ago. And what I will say is I think that if you have a stronger, thicker Thrawn, I think it could be a good ability, and not a lot of people are relicking up their Thrawn given the age of the character. So I would say that's a pretty sneaky play for relicking up a character. What do you think about Thrawn's ability there?
You know, Urza, I think that's a pretty sneaky relic that you just shared with us. I'm gonna say I agree with you, and it's probably my favorite character that Capital Games has ever released, because Thrawn is the free-to-play hope in this game, and he has been for a long time. Find me one meta since the release of Grand Admiral Thrawn that has not found a way to somehow be countered with the use of Fracture. And you know what's mind-blowing about Fracture to me is it's not even a Zeta ability. And so, you add the... Yeah, did you know that? It's not a Zeta.
I did not know that.
His Zeta's Ebb and Flow and his leadership ability. Those are the Zetas. Fracture is an Omega, I believe. And so it's very, very OP. And when you add the Relic to him, Thrawn is a very quick character. And I think that one thing that can't be understated is getting him to Gear 13, getting those Relics up there. That's going to help with how beefy he is. It's going to help with his damage, which Thrawn can be a sneaky damage threat. And then help him get to Fracture quicker. So I like it.
Yeah, it's Fracture just it's remarkable how when that ability first came out, it was great, but it was like it felt balanced. And then when we had 2, we had Fracture and then Isolate with Traya.
Yeah.
It felt a little bit, okay, we're going to have 2 of these characters that does this thing.
Right,
but,
right.
you know, Traya off doing her own thing now.
Yeah.
Thrawn, usually finding a place in Empire comps, that sort of thing.
Trey got stuck on bug duty or something like that.
Yeah, she's on bug duty. That's perfect. That's exactly where she is, too. No, it's just a Fracture it's still a very satisfying ability. Every time you fracture somebody and you know you're about to take control, it's very satisfying. What's your sneaky relic, brother?
Yeah, you're gonna like mine. Mine's a man in blue too. We like our blue men today. Well, he's not a blue man, but he wears blue. It's Jango Fett.
Okay.
And with the resurgence of bounty hunters right now, I think there's a lot of focus on bounty hunters. I'm hyped on bounty hunters. I'm farming them. Jango Fett may be my next relic character. And a lot of this comes from just footage that I've seen of Jango and how much damage scales up for him. He is a very, very good threat at Relic, very much so. I think people underestimate how much damage his AoE can do at Relics, and also just giving him that extra speed boost. He can also be a quick character, get him to that damage immunity, and get caught behind Jango. And of course, he's got Bounty Hunter's Resolve. He's going to have ways to get that back. If you've got the Zeta on him, he's going to defeat with no revive potential on his turn. Yep. So I really, really like Jango Fett. So that's my sneaky Zeta. I like the term spicy. Can we call him spicy? I'm gonna do a spice run for this this Jango Fett relic.
No. So I totally agree with Django, man. That's a great call.
Yeah.
My good friend Hanzo, good friend of the community, he loves his Django, and man, he tells me all about how good he is. And it got to the point where I was like, all right, guys, I'll put 1 Zeta on him. So I put 1 Zeta on him, and then we were like, he's still really good. You relic that guy up, he's insane. And it got to the point where I was using him consistently to counter Night Sisters, and I'm just not consistent enough. And then I got to the point I'm like, I'm putting the other Zeta on him so we can kill these Night Sisters, and they stay down. That thing has single-handedly won me a lot of GAC matchups against Night Sisters. So I love Django Fett. Great call, Cubs.
Awesome. Yeah, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later in the video. We're going to talk about GAC 3v3 teams and kind of where I like to use Django. But yeah, great call. Great call.
Speaking of the Fets, Cubs, did you hear?
Oh,
you see that segue? You see that transition there, buddy?
Yeah. I threw you a softball there. I was like, we'll give him an easy transition here.
What's the actor's name? The last name's Morrison. I can never say the first name.
I forget his name. He's the guy. He's the guy who plays Aquaman's father.
Aquaman's father. I did not know that. I'm not up on the Aquaverse, so I don't know.
He did play him, but obviously you know him as Django Fett.
Yeah, so he was Django Fett, and he's going to reprise his role as the not the Mandalorian, the Boba Fett. Boba Fett confirmed to be living in the galaxy.
Yeah,
that's exciting stuff, man. What do you think about this,
dude? I am beyond hyped. I saw a video on Twitter of him where they asked, allegedly they asked him about it. The video seemed to be caught off at the beginning, so it might not be real. But he just said. It was the question supposedly was, were you cast as Boba Fett in The Mandalorian? And then it just started with him saying, pack your bags.
We're leaving.
We're leaving.
Leaving. I saw that video, and he just kind of deadpans at the camera. He's like, pack your bags. We're leaving.
I know. I love it. So, no, I think this is really big for the universe. I will say something that I like about The Mandalorian in particular is that it didn't rely on other people that we know. It created new characters.
New stories.
It didn't rely on the nostalgia, and it still ended up being very good. I think Baby Yoda kind of was maybe the biggest part of that felt connected, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But and obviously stormtroopers and a couple other things, but by and large it felt very new. And so I would say part of me is a little apprehensive to include a character like Boba Fett, but I also think it's important to note from a fan perspective, we really don't have very much of Boba Fett in the universe. Even if you include the Clone Wars episodes that included Boba Fett, there's just not a lot there. And so I think it's a good choice if we're going to bring somebody memorable in. I believe Boba Fett is a good choice because he's somebody that hasn't been explored very much. There's not that much that we really know about him, especially following the events of Empire Strikes Back.
We know more about
Return of the
Django
Jedi,
than we do
etc.
Boba. Pretty much. Yeah.
And here's another thing that I'm curious about Urza. And we know, obviously, we know that Ahsoka is probably going to be in here. I've seen talk of maybe Sabine Wren, a couple others. We don't know for sure. But here's one thing that I'm thinking about. If we've got this guy, I forget his name again, cast as Boba Fett, could we be seeing some other characters that he may play, such as Rex?
I heard about this. This is a big speculation point. And they got the keys to the kingdom now, right? And here's the thing. He's at the right age for maybe they could age him a little bit for Rex. Easily, but he's definitely at the right age.
You can age, you can de-age, you can make a baby an old man nowadays in Hollywood. So yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean, you ever seen Tron Legacy, the second Tron they remade, where they had the CGI version of, was it not Jeff Daniels? What's the guy's name? I can't remember.
I know what you're talking about.
That looked fantastic.
Or an Ant-Man.
Yep. If they
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel, yep. If they can do something like that, I think it would be pretty good. But here's the thing. I'm so happy that this guy got the call back, and he's going to come back and reprise the role of a Fett. They didn't wait too long to do this. He still looks amazing. That pic we saw, that clip that we saw on Twitter, he looks the age, he looks the part, he still looks really good. I feel like with things like with Mark Hamill, they waited too long, and we never really got, badass Luke or anything like that. So,
isn't that a shame?
It's a shame, man. He did
badass things in Last Jedi. A lot of people disagree with me, but I think he did badass Force things. But what we really deserved was badass lightsaber fights.
And if they want to canonize Rex, and I mean, I know they tried to a little bit, but no. This is their opportunity to. And I would.
You mean canonize Old Man Rex? Like, are you talking about
or live action Rex? I mean, he's canon.
Okay,
I mean, live action. Rex.
Yeah, because there's that picture from what is it, Return of the Jedi, where there's that guy who looks kind of like Rex, and people are saying, "Oh, that's Rex." Has Star Wars confirmed that that's Rex, or is that just fan theory?
It was like they tried to push it, and then I think it was just like a rejection from Lucasfilm.
Okay, yeah, because the guy kind of does look like him, but I think it's just pure coincidence.
Yeah. All right. Let's keep it rolling here. Now, this is the big topic of the week. For those of you guys that don't know, 3v3 is coming back to the grandest of arenas.
Hell yeah.
And Cubs, a lot of people not happy about it, especially with the idea that Galactic Legends could be playing a role. I don't know if I'll be seeing them because I don't really see a whole lot right now currently. You're probably, with your free-to-play pledge, not going to see a whole lot of it either. What we want to talk about here is some offensive teams and maybe some defensive teams. You're going to have to see the defensive teams on Cubs' video. But what are some offensive teams you're thinking about rolling out here? And we'll talk a little bit about Mandalorian and some of the new characters as well. So I'll turn it over to you, Cubs. What are you thinking for this?
All right. So first of all, I got to say, we'll talk on my channel about what I am a little bit disappointed about with this Grand Arena season. But what I am not disappointed with is 3v3. Me personally, I absolutely love 3v3. How do you feel about 3v3? Are you good with that?
I felt like it just went on a couple weeks too long last time. I think we burned out on 3v3 faster than we do normal 5v5.
Do you?
But
okay.
I think so. Here's the thing: when they introduce new characters, I think it really can do a lot of work in 3v3. Like, a new character can completely change the dynamic of 3v3.
Yeah.
So I'm excited in that aspect of it.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'm fine with it as long as I'm not getting stonewalled by Galactic Legends. I think I'll be just fine. Have fun with it.
That's a good segue into new characters in 3v3, because my offensive team that I want to share with you that I'm really excited about is Bosk Lead with Django and my brand new Gear 12 Double Zeta, or Gear 11 Double Zeta Mandalorian at 3 stars.
So you're going Bosk Lead here.
Yeah.
And that's just gonna. Bosk Lead is what, attack the weakest.
Attack the weakest 10 times, I think it is. So it's a relatively easy one to fulfill, especially if you've got Django in there who can avoid the taunt and he double taps. That definitely helps, and you got a lot of AoE on the team, etc. And then I really like the idea of taking them against Night Sisters. I just feel like with the Mandalorian's kit combined with Django, I'm gonna put the second Zeta on Django. I've got a Zeta saved, and I'm ready to put that on him so that we have that insta defeat. I think this team's gonna be pretty spicy against Night Sisters. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I will say, Cubs, the most exciting thing about this Grand Arena is there are so many bounty hunters now.
Yes.
And
how many bounty hunter teams can you carve out?
I mean, you could probably make like 4.
Let me look at this.
Here's the thing. You have leads like Aura and I want to say Mando, which bring in scoundrels, which is awesome. Mando's got a scoundrel lead as well. So
exactly 12 bounty hunters. You can do 4 teams exactly.
I mean, and that's not including
that's
scoundrels.
So dope.
So what I plan on doing is I've got a Gear 12 Mando, and I'm putting him with Greedo. So Mando lead got that critical chance up, adding like 30% critical chance.
Yeah.
Putting with Greedo, and then the contract. What is his contract again?
Which one? Right Greedo?
Mando's.
Oh, Mando. That's when he gets the disintegrate ability when he fulfills his contract.
But what is it? What does it take to get his contract? It is
from his leader ability.
While buffs
contract while buff. Yeah, there you go. You got it.
Critical hit against an enemy 20 times.
Yep.
So that seems sort of reasonable. I think we like the things like Bosk 10 times in 3v3. I think Dengar is hit the healthiest enemy with his lead 10 times. I think those things are pretty achievable. I think the leader abilities that we want to kind of avoid in 3v3 are things like Zam's lead, which is inflict like 20 thermal detonators with less characters you're going against. That's going to be a bit harder to reach. But yeah, Sorry, Cubs, my voice is going.
You got some water there? All right, you drink and I'll fill. Something else that I'm wondering too. I really like what you're talking about. What if you were to do though? What if you went full taunt avoid and anti-revive with the Fets with Mando?
The Fets with Mando.
What if you tried that too? You could do Django lead for the speed boost, just try to get ahead of him and make it an offensive team and just go ham on somebody. That might be a good anti-Night Sisters if you can get ahead of them in speed.
And then you've got all that Mandalorian armor out there, which
my gosh,
that's going to be amazing.
Dirty to me, man. This is the way.
Okay, and the other team I want to talk about. So I have Grief as well.
Okay,
this is the way.
You lucky man.
Grief he's got some cool stuff here. So his ability, his contract to activate, attack out of turn 20 times. So he's got an all-in attack.
Yeah.
And I believe I've got him paired with Bosk, has the all-in attack as well. And then Dengar. So you have two characters calling in all the assists, and then you have Dengar with the assist on his basic.
I love it.
You could be just spamming a bunch of out-of-turn attacks and get to Grief contract really fast. Grief doing a whole lot of work here with his Dispel and, just healing up the team with his leader abilities. So I'm really excited to run Grief lead. So I'm going to have Mando and Grief lead. And then my third team, Bounty Hunter team for 3v3 would be Django, Boba, and Zam, just because they're all pretty well topped off.
I can dig it.
All right, man. So we're going to do more theory crafting for 3v3 over on Cubs' side of the video. We're going to talk defenses over there and what we're going to see there. Cubs, any parting words for the Hall before we move on over?
I just want everyone to go wash your hands after this video because I'm pretty sure we all just got COVID from Urza's voice.
It was nice knowing everyone. Be checking out. No, stay healthy, everyone. All right, guys. We'll see you on the other side. I'm issuing the evacuation code signal. Good night from the Outer Rim, y'all. Good day
guys.
From the Outer Rim.
Good day. Good day. Yeah, we do these at night, but it's also at day.
Yeah.
It's twilight.
All right, bye, guys.
Goodbye.